Welcome back, guys. Glad to be joined by Coach Saucier today. Coach, can you talk a little bit about your journey from Conant all the way here and what factors led to that decision?
Yeah. So, I had some medical issues, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago now, and it just requires me I have to be closer to home now, to have my checkups and doctor's appointments and stuff, and everything's good. But, the opportunity opened up at Bow, and there's only a couple, jobs that I would ever take in the state. This was one of them, and just happened to be closer to home, and it opened up. So it all worked out.
When you put in for this, what did you see as the potential with this group and with the team overall?
I actually didn't know much. I knew they had had some success and so on and so forth, but with me, I don't look at like success or anything like that. I just love coaching, and it was an opportunity to coach closer to home and a new challenge. And so,
When you first got to meet the team, what were your biggest takeaways?
all the guys they've been great. They've been receptive. They want to win. And they're listening to everything I say. It's taking time to get there, and it's going to take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. But to their credit, like, they started showing up right when we opened up the gym in June. They've been showing up, and they want to win. Now it's just a matter of taking the next step and the things we need to do in order to do that.
What do you notice some of the biggest differences between Conant and here at Bow?
Biggest difference is, I haven't had this much size in a while. You know, like, I usually we're pretty small at Conant and fast, and I have a little bit more size.
Okay. Learning about the division, what's that process like for you? Because you were in Division III for a long time now. You're at Division II.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could ask me anything about D3. I still know it. So I'm still learning D2, but I watched a lot of film, and what I am learning is that there's, a good amount of teams, where there's no cupcakes at each night. Like, you have to come ready to play. I mean, I'm watching a team like Laconia that's 1-3 right now, and they could easily be 3-1. All their games are close, and they play hard, and Stevie's doing a good job up there. So, I'm trying to get these guys every night to realize, like, you have to come to play, or you're going home with a loss.
Makes sense. What happened during the summer? Like, did you do like open gym or summer league or something?
Yeah, so I didn't do summer league, and I didn't do it because, the guys, it doesn't make any sense to do that. Whereas I had people call me and say, hey, do you want to play? And so on and so forth. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. The guys don't know how I want to play. They don't know how I want to guard. They don't know the offense, and so on and so forth. So in the summer, we just did a lot of individual work. We would go 2 or 3 times a week, and in those individual works, I would incorporate like a little bit of the defensive concepts and a little bit of the offensive concepts. And then we slowly started to piece it together as the season came along.
Starting out with defense, what's kind of your defensive philosophy with this team?
Yeah, like, if you don't play defense, you don't play. Like, it's the biggest thing, and it's been this biggest success for us at Conant over the years. Like, I've had teams that, you know, didn't have the most talent, but we were always in games because we could guard. And other teams knew, like, oh, if we're going to win tonight against Conant, we got to come to play, because we would play hard and we would defend. And those are the 2 biggest things. Like, Mike Krzyzewski has one of the greatest quotes of all time. He's like, I don't care about wins and losses. I care about 2 things. Is my team playing hard, and are they defending? Because if they're playing hard and they're defending, we always have a chance to win.
With this Bow team, sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
With this Bow team and just the tremendous size that you guys have,
Yep.
Does that make defense a little bit easier, or do you still see some challenges and things you need to do?
No, it's good because the big guys that I have are athletic too. So it's just about getting the guys to buy into the defense, which they're buying in, but it's about being taught. You know, the defensive principles that I have are different than other people. And so it's just about getting everybody on the same page and knowing what it is to jump to the basketball, and knowing what it is what gap defense is, and knowing the positions you need to be in, and getting your butt to the baseline, and not turning and all that stuff. So there's a lot of different things, and we break it down piece by piece, but we're getting better at it. And we've held every team so far, knock on wood, under 47. So that's our goal, is 45 every game. We figure if we can hold teams 45, unlike Sauhegan, we only scored 43 points. We lost 45-43. So most nights open, we don't miss 10 free throws, and that'll help.
That's impressive. So with you guys, the way you're set up now, do you think that man or zone works a little bit better? Or does it really depend on the matchup and who you're seeing in a given night?
As far as us playing,
yes.
We'll never play zone.
Okay.
Yep. I think in my 19 years, doesn't matter what type of team I had, I played zone, I think 3 games total, and that was only a portion of the game. So I told these guys, like, I'm a person that I'm big on doing a couple things great rather than a lot of things average. Like, we're going to learn how to play man-to-man. This is what we're going to play. It's not a surprise. And if you play good, we'll be in good shape.
How come you're not as interested in zone?
It's because I'm a big believer, like, if you play good man zone, or if you have a good zone offense, you can kill anything. Like, I mean, there was I think 2019 when we played Summersworth in the finals, they played zone. And we ran our zone offense and we killed them in the short corner and we ended up scoring 65 points and we only hit 1-3 that entire game. Like, we beat them on the fast break, but we also picked the zone apart. If you have a good zone offense and you know how to break a zone apart, you can get a zone. But if you play good, tough man-to-man defense, it's so much harder to score upon. If you look at college, for example, right? Especially with 3-point shooting now, not many teams play zone. Most teams are playing man-to-man, and the reason is because it's too easy to get open looks against the zone.
I would agree with that. Offensively, can you talk a little bit about your starting five and everybody's role?
Well, starting five has been different for 4 games, and it'll be different again too. I'm trying to find a group that, we're trying to get healthy too, but I'm trying to find a group that, can start the game off with a lot of energy and so on and so forth. So I changed starting fives. So we're going to go with a new starting five tomorrow. And we'll see how that goes, but it's been changing throughout. So it depends.
In terms of how your guards work with your forwards,
yep.
What do you like to see on offense?
So, obviously we want to push the basketball. But with our motion offense, guards do one thing and bigs do another. And then it's a motion offense based off of those. So the guards don't mess with the bigs and the bigs don't mess with the guards. Guards do your thing, bigs do your thing, and they read off each other. So that's how we work it.
Makes sense. With screens and stuff, do you like to incorporate a lot of that into your offense this year?
Yep, ball screens, and we're trying to do a little bit less dribbling because we're not great at handling the basketball, and the guys know that. So we're incorporating a couple things to where, biggest thing is movement. Like, you never want to be standing still. You don't want that. We want to get the ball, especially with this group, like, we want to get the ball inside because we are big. So we want to try to take advantage of that too.
Let's talk about your season so far. What you saw in the early regular season. I know you guys had Saucier in early and, some of the challenges that you've gone through, early here in the year.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like anybody that's going to take over a program. And even when I first started at Conant, it's always a challenge because it's new for the kids and it's new for me too. Like, I'm getting to know the kids and the kids are getting to know me and the system. But I think we're progressing pretty well to where we need to be. Obviously, we can always get better. Defensively, we're getting there. The scores that they were giving up last year, were in the 60s and 70s, and now we're keeping it a little lower than that, which we want because you always have a chance when it's low. But like anything, you don't want to be the best team in December. You want to be the best team in March, and that's what we're striving for every day.
Can you talk a little bit about the holiday tournament and what your experience was like there? I know for my Hopkinton audience, they would love to hear what you thought of playing against Liam and company. Yeah,
like it's good because, I mean, I played against those guys and I thought they played great and they played hard, and it's always good to go against those guys. Like, Noah was all excited for it. He's a great kid and I know him. I see him at the golf course and stuff like that. So, it's good to play against, against D3 teams again. I still know all those guys and I still keep up with what's going on in D3. But the holiday tournament was really good for us, because it showed us, what we still need to work on. And one of the biggest things is our toughness. Like, we need to be stronger with the basketball and we need to have more of an attitude on the court. I told the guys, like, you guys are too nice. Like, I'm nice off the floor. Like, if you see me coach, you think I'm crazy. I am. But when you're playing, there's a difference. Like, it's you versus the other team and only one team can win. How bad do you want to win? And Pembroke, to their credit, like, they know how to win right now and they know what it takes to get to a final. They've been there. Like, Evan Berkeley, you steal the ball from Evan Berkeley, he's going to come down and he's going to try to steal it back and he's going to go for it. We turn it over and sometimes we just throw our hands up instead of, no, we got to have that dog. We got to have that dog in us to get back and get that steal and get it back or get the rebound or get a defensive stance or take a charge.
That makes sense.
That's the biggest thing that we're working on right now.
Okay. What else with your team do you feel like you really got to hone in on to get better?
I mean, it's any year, it's everything. But right now, the defense is getting better. So we're getting there. Now we need to work on taking care of the basketball. We're averaging I think it's 19 turnovers a game. And that's a big issue. Like, you can't turn over the basketball. And again, that comes with just being too soft and too nice. We're not going to be nice anymore. You can't. If you want to win, you got to be tough. and you've got to take care of the basketball. And that's our biggest thing. I think if we take care of the basketball, I think we're going to be fine. But if we turn it over, especially against these scrappy, tough teams, like we have West and we have Hollis and we have Laconia coming up at Hanover, all tough teams, all teams that I've watched on film. They go after it. They get after it hard. If we turn the ball over 19 times, we aren't going to win basketball.
Do you notice like a big change in style between Division III and Division II, or is it mostly the same?
No, it's mostly the same. It's a lot of run and gun, and teams want to get up and down the floor and so on and so forth. So I don't see much with that. I mean, each team has a couple more players because there's more to choose from with the bigger division, but I mean, it's coaching basketball.
Obviously, it's a little bit different, I think, in terms of just like you're learning the new division, as we already discussed,
yep.
And like all the ins and outs of that. Are you familiar like with, I don't know, whether it be like certain programs and the way that they run their things? Obviously, you're still getting to know some of that, but you probably have, you've been coaching a long time, so you have a lot of connections in the state.
Yeah.
So when you're like in a matchup, do you feel like a little less comfortable than you were, say, at Conant after you had been doing it for a while?
No, just because I scout, like I watch film and, I mean, at Peter Pierce, I've coached against Peter forever in summer league and we scrimmage them all the time in the preseason when I was at Conant. Milford, same thing. Laconia, Steve, he used to be in Division III. So it's not like I don't know any of these people. Like there's some new ones, but I'm watching film and I'm learning what a lot of teams like to do. So.
Okay. And every awesome coach, always talks about, we just got to get better this week. We got to get into practice, figure out what we got to do better. We got to go 1-0 in our next game instead of, talking about, we got to go win the championship. It's one step at a time. For your guys, has it been easy for them to kind of buy into that mindset of it, or have you had a little bit of trouble, or where are you guys at with that?
No, we don't even, we can't, I can't remember the last time Bo was in the Final Four. So we can't even talk about that right now. We have to, before you can win, you have to learn how to win and how to play hard every single night. So our focus right now is playing 32 minutes hard, all out, and defending. Those are the key things, because when you take over a program, you can't do everything all at once. It's like I said, Rome's not built in a day. You can't do everything you want to do right away. Like there's, at Conant, like for example, like I was there for 19 years. Like guys knew what to expect and so on and so forth, so I could do more and do more. Here, we're starting from square one. So we've only been in the season for 3 weeks now, 3 or 4 weeks. So it's like, you got to pick what we think we need to do in order to be the best team we can be now, and then build upon that. Because you can't go here until you master it here.
Do you like kind of the new approach and you're starting really kind of building a new thing here, or did you enjoy it a little bit more when you had stuff already built at Conant?
Both. It's like, I just love coaching. So it doesn't matter if I already installed it or if I haven't. It's either way, coaching, it's when guys execute and you see them do what they're supposed to do, it's an awesome feeling. Like even at Conant, like if guys already knew what they were doing and they still went out and did it, it's good. And now when these guys are recognizing and they do the things they're supposed to do and it works out, it's like a good feeling too. So either way, it doesn't matter.
What's your favorite part about this new journey for you and just Bo, Ben, whether it be the students, the support overall, or the way that these kids come in and work?
Honestly, I'm just the best thing is that I'm still able to coach. There was a time there for a little while where I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to coach anymore. And this is what I love to do. This is my passion. Like I love teaching, but I love coaching more. Like coaching is what I love to do. I love to scout. I love to watch game film. I love to figure out and the challenge of trying to beat other teams. So just the fact that I'm here, is a blessing.
Awesome, Coach. Anything else you would like to add?
No, that's it. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
No problem. Anytime.